For most of our lives, cleaning has been a kind of ritual: spray, wipe, rinse, done. A rhythm so familiar it almost hums in the background. The smell of lemon, the shine on the counter, that little sense of control that says, "My home is safe because I made it so." But as the years have passed, something subtle has shifted. The air seems heavier after cleaning. The scent that once meant fresh now clings too long, tickles the throat, makes you open a window without knowing why. It's not fussiness, it's awareness. Your body has changed, and those same bottles haven't kept up. Many of them have quietly grown stronger, more perfumed, or simply older than the hands that still use them. And somewhere in that mix of habit and trust, safety started to slip behind convenience. So today, we're turning that old belief upside down, the idea that clean equals safe. Because sometimes, clean hides what you can't see. This isn't about guilt or alarm. It's about kindness, toward yourself, your lungs, your comfort. Before we dig in, take a slow look under your sink. See those labels you've stopped reading? The ones with words like power, extra strength, industrial shine? They've earned your trust, but not your loyalty. Let's start with something simple, rethinking one small habit that has outlived its usefulness. Because when you clean with awareness, your home doesn't just sparkle, it breathes easier, right along with you. Product 1. The all-purpose spray that ages poorly. There's a deep sense of comfort in that old bottle under the sink, the one you've trusted for decades. It's familiar, reliable, almost like an old friend that's seen you through every season of life. You know its scent before you even pull the trigger: lemon, pine, fresh air, whatever the label promises. That first spray feels like control, like order, like home. But quietly, without warning, that same trusted cleaner might have changed, not just in formula, but in how it meets your body where you are now. What once smelled like safety might now make you cough or catch your breath, and most people shrug it off as just getting older. But it isn't. It's chemistry, aging alongside you, and not in your favor. Modern all-purpose sprays, especially aerosols, release what scientists call volatile organic compounds, or VOCs, invisible gases that turn your kitchen into a cloud of particles you can't see but definitely breathe. They come from the fragrance, the polish, the propellant that pushes that fine mist into the air. And while you wipe down the counters or scrub the sink, those compounds hang there, sinking into the fabrics, drifting into your breathing space, even landing on your coffee mug drying on the rack. At 40, your body didn't blink. At 60, 70, 80, your lungs speak up. You feel that faint tickle, the dryness in your throat, the small headache that comes an hour later. That isn't weakness, that's wisdom. Your body's sensors are sharper now, and they're telling you something your cleaner won't. Part of the problem is how these products changed over time. Companies learned that people associate fresh scent with clean, so they made the fragrances stronger, longer lasting, harder to escape. But those scents aren't real lemon or lavender. They are synthetic blends made to cling to air, not clear it. They stay suspended long after the dirt is gone, giving the illusion of freshness while quietly irritating your airways. That's the quiet betrayal of convenience. The things that once made life feel easier can start to work against you when you least expect it. So what's the solution? Simplicity. Swap that aerosol can for a pump spray cleaner. A pump delivers what you need: control, shine, ease, without shooting chemical clouds into your lungs. Even better, make your own cleaner. Mix 1 cup of warm water, 1 cup of white vinegar, and a small drop of mild dish soap. Add a little lemon peel or a few drops of essential oil if you like scent, just enough to lift your mood, not overwhelm the room. Vinegar may not foam like commercial products, but it cuts grease beautifully and dries streak-free. More importantly, it doesn't linger in your air. And here's something few people realize: how you clean matters just as much as what you use. Open a window or a door before you start. Let the air move. That gentle breeze isn't just pleasant, it's your best cleaner's helper. Turn on a small fan near the counter or sink. Air movement breaks up what chemicals build, pushing old air out and pulling fresh air in. If you can, keep a small houseplant nearby, a peace lily, spider plant, or pothose. They are nature's filters, pulling out trace VOCs and giving you oxygen in return. It's like having a quiet little partner working right beside you. Once you've made the switch, the change feels subtle but powerful. The air is clearer. Your breath feels easier. You can walk away from your cleaning without that faint, heavy fog sitting on your chest. Even your energy feels steadier, no more post-cleaning fatigue, no dull headaches sneaking in. And the house smells different too, not perfumed, not chemical, just honest. The way air should smell when it belongs to you. It's not about fear, it's about awareness. Aging wisely doesn't mean doing less, it means doing what works with your body, not against it. The cleaner you choose now isn't just about what it does to the counter, it's about what it does to your comfort, your calm, your confidence. So next time you reach for that shiny can that promises power clean, pause for a breath. Ask yourself if that's what your home really needs, more power or more peace. Because peace, once you feel it in the air you breathe, is the kind of clean that lasts. Product 2, Floor Polishes and Waxes, the hidden chemical coat. There's a certain pride in a polished floor, the way light glides across it, the faint scent of effort and care that says, someone who loves this home lives here. For decades, that Saturday morning ritual was a mark of order. You'd sweep, dust, then bring out the bottle that promised brilliant shine or long-lasting protection. Maybe it was the same brand your parents used, or one you picked up when you first bought your house. It became tradition, wipe on, buff out, admire. But what no label mentioned back then is that many of those old, trusted floor polishes carry something called PFAS, forever chemicals that don't break down, not in your home, not in your body, not even in nature. They cling to dust, to your shoes, to the air that hovers just above your floor where your pets nap and your grandkids play. The glow might still look beautiful, but under that shine lives a chemical coat that keeps giving off more than sparkle. Here's how it happens. Every swipe of polish leaves behind a thin, invisible film meant to repel dirt and moisture. That's how it stays glossy for so long. But in many older and imported products, that film is made with per- and polyfluoroalkyl substances, the same class of chemicals once used in non-stick pans and stain-resistant carpets. Over time, tiny bits flake off, mix with household dust, and travel through your air. Because PFAS are so stable, they don't disappear. They build up quietly, in the corners, on baseboards, in the air filters, and even in us. Scientists now call them forever chemicals because they stay in the bloodstream for decades. For younger bodies, the impact might not show up right away. But for seniors, who already spend more time indoors and breathe lower to the ground where those particles settle, the effects are more personal: irritated sinuses, dry eyes, fatigue that feels unexplainable, or that nagging congestion that never quite clears. It's not a reason to panic, it's a reason to pause. To realize that what once felt like cleanliness may no longer serve you in the same way. The good news is, there are safer ways to keep your floors looking lovely without inviting invisible guests into your lungs. Many modern brands now proudly display PFAS-free or non-toxic on their labels. Those are your new allies. Look for products made from beeswax, plant oils, or water-based emulsions. They may not promise a mirror shine, but they leave your air cleaner, your surfaces natural, and your peace of mind intact. And the truth is, once your eye adjusts, that softer, satin glow feels far more human than the glassy glare of chemical polish. It looks lived in, cared for, not coated. If you still love the satisfaction of polishing by hand, make it part of a gentler ritual. Mix 1 part olive oil with 3 parts warm water and a few drops of essential oil like orange or cedar. Dampen a cloth and buff lightly in small circles. It restores luster, conditions wood, and smells like comfort instead of chemicals. If your floors are sealed or laminated, even a simple microfiber mop dampened with plain water will do more good than most bottled formulas. The key is moderation. Polishing once or twice a year is plenty. Overdoing it only layers more buildup that traps dust and chemicals in your air. Here's another quiet trick. When you do polish, wear soft socks or slippers instead of going barefoot. Oils from our skin, especially as we age, interact with polish residue and make it more likely to release tiny chemical particles into the air. Slippers protect your floors and your feet, while preventing slips on slick surfaces. It's a small act of self-care disguised as practicality. You'll notice the difference almost immediately. The air feels cleaner, lighter. That faint chemical tang you didn't realize was there begins to fade. The floor still gleams, but it does so honestly, without the hidden shimmer of toxicity. You'll find yourself breathing deeper as you move through your space, no longer subconsciously guarding against that artificial scent. And perhaps best of all, your home will start to smell like itself again: wood, warmth, and time. As we grow older, our homes hold our stories: scuffs in the corner, a creak in the step, the soft sheen of a floor cared for by familiar hands. But caring for your home shouldn't come at the cost of your comfort. This isn't about doing more work, it's about doing the work wisely. By choosing simpler, cleaner materials, you're not giving up beauty, you're choosing longevity. You're giving your air, your body, and your home a chance to breathe freely again. So the next time you uncap that bottle and catch a sharp chemical whiff before the shine, stop for a moment. Ask yourself if that glow still feels good to breathe in. There's pride in a polished floor, but there's even greater pride in knowing that the gleam you see isn't hiding anything beneath it. The light that reflects off your floor should mirror the lightness in your lungs: calm, honest, and finally at ease. Product 3. Bleach and disinfectants, the breathing trap. There's a smell almost everyone over 60 recognizes instantly: that sharp, stinging tang of bleach. For years, it was the scent of really clean. Hospitals, laundromats, kitchens, bathrooms, if it smelled like bleach, you could relax, because it meant the germs were gone. It's a habit born from love and safety, the desire to keep your home healthy, your family protected. But somewhere along the line, that strong smell stopped meaning safety and started meaning strain. The truth is, the human body changes, even down to the lungs. What once felt like strength at 40 can feel like a bite at 70. The same deep inhale that once meant job well done, now burns a little, makes you blink faster, or leaves your throat dry and scratchy. That's not weakness, that's your lungs asking for mercy. Bleach and ammonia, the two biggest names in old-fashioned disinfecting, are powerful, yes, but they are also unpredictable. Mixed together, even in small amounts, they form a toxic gas called chloramine. You don't even need to see the fumes to feel them. One careless splash between products, one quick mix in a bucket, and your kitchen can fill with irritation before you realize what happened. Many seniors learn to clean with both: bleach for whitening, ammonia for grease, and never had a problem before. But indoor ventilation today is tighter, our lungs are more sensitive, and our homes don't breathe like they used to. Those same habits now come with invisible consequences. Prolonged exposure doesn't just cause coughing, it can weaken the airways over time, leaving you feeling short of breath during everyday activities. The modern shift in cleaning is about gentleness, not less care. You can still disinfect, you just don't have to pay for it with your breath. Hydrogen peroxide-based cleaners are an incredible alternative. They kill germs effectively without releasing harsh fumes. Even a mild soap and warm water combination does more than enough for daily upkeep. When you truly need to sanitize, use a diluted bleach mix, no more than 1 tablespoon per gallon of water, and make sure you open a window first. Never layer products or mix brands. Each has its own chemistry, and your home doesn't need to become a science experiment to stay clean. Here's something few people realize: air circulation matters more than strength. Cleaning in a closed bathroom or a small kitchen traps fumes where you least want them. Before you start, turn on a fan or open a nearby window. A small desk fan pointed toward an open door can clear out fumes faster than any air freshener. If you clean often, keep a simple fabric mask on hand, not because you need protection from germs, but because it softens the hit of strong chemicals that rise toward your face. You'll feel the difference immediately: less throat dryness, fewer sneezes, calmer lungs. There's also a beautiful irony in switching to gentler methods. Your home ends up smelling cleaner than before. That heavy bleach scent we once believed meant pure actually masks a lot of leftover residue. When you clean with mild solutions, your home smells like fresh air and soap, the kind of clean you can breathe, not just see. Even the air feels cooler, quieter, more natural. Imagine walking into your bathroom and not needing to hold your breath. Imagine your kitchen gleaming without your eyes watering. That's the kind of comfort you've earned. The next time you reach for that white bottle, pause. Read the fine print. Does it warn about fumes, eye irritation, use only in well-ventilated areas? Those words aren't there for decoration. They're reminders that age brings not fragility but awareness. You can protect your space and your health at the same time. Use less product, shorter contact time, and smarter airflow. Cleaning is supposed to bring calm, not chaos. And if you want a truly satisfying trick, one that's trending in senior wellness homes right now, pair your gentle cleaner with a microfiber cloth instead of paper towels. It traps bacteria more efficiently, uses less liquid, and can be washed and reused hundreds of times. It's comfort, economy, and safety in one small upgrade. Cleaning has always been an act of care, for your family, your home, your peace of mind. That hasn't changed. What's changing is how you honor that care. You no longer need products that sting your nose to prove your home is clean. True cleanliness now is something you can see, feel, and breathe, without pain. No burn, no sting, no cloud in the air. Just quiet, safe clean. Quick check-in. What's one cleaner you've used for decades without ever checking the label? Maybe it's that same blue bottle under the sink or the powder your mother swore by. Drop its name below. Let's see which ones our generation trusted most, and which are ready for retirement. You might be surprised by what others share. And who knows, your comment could help another senior discover a safer swap today. Product 4, Air Fresheners and Fabric Sprays, the Perfume Illusion. There's something so deeply emotional about the way a home smells. Scent carries memory, cookies baking in the oven, clean sheets on the line, that faint trace of lilac from the yard each spring. For many of us, that connection between fragrance and comfort runs deep. It's why we reach for plug-ins, candles, or fabric sprays without thinking twice. A few spritzes, a soft hum of lavender or ocean breeze, and suddenly the space feels warm, welcoming, safe. But over time, something changes, and it's not just our noses. That same scent that once meant fresh starts to feel heavy, too sweet, even dizzying. You crack a window and wonder why it's harder to breathe. You spray less often but the smell still lingers longer than it should. That's not nostalgia playing tricks. That's chemistry. Most plugins, air fresheners, and odor eliminator sprays don't actually clean the air, they mask it. They work by coating your nose with synthetic compounds that dull your scent receptors while releasing phthalates and VOCs into your home. Phthalates are chemicals used to make fragrances stick around longer, and in 2025, they're one of the top health concerns for older adults in the US, especially among people with asthma, COPD, or hormone sensitivities. They're small enough to travel through the lungs into the bloodstream, and once there, they don't just fade away. They build up quietly, the way dust collects on a shelf you can't quite reach. Over time, they can trigger headaches, fatigue, skin irritation, or that vague off feeling you can't explain but always notice after cleaning day. We were taught to believe that scent equals cleanliness. A citrus spray meant fresh. Lavender meant calm. Vanilla meant cozy. But the truth is, your body's relationship with smell evolves. With age, our ability to filter strong scents changes. We don't lose sensitivity, we gain honesty. Our noses become less tolerant of artificial notes, and our nervous systems react faster to overstimulation. That lavender plug-in that once soothed your nerves can now cause an ache behind your eyes or a tightness in your chest. Marty says it best, that lavender plug-in once meant comfort. Now it's more perfume than peace. The good news is, creating a pleasant-smelling home doesn't require chemicals at all. It only takes small, natural shifts that invite freshness instead of faking it. Start with what already exists in your kitchen. A bowl of baking soda tucked behind the trash can quietly absorb odors without masking them. A few coffee grounds in a small dish near the stove soak up food smells and leave behind a subtle, earthy warmth. For a gentle scent, simmer citrus peels and cloves in a pot of water for 10 minutes. It fills your space with a clean aroma that fades naturally, the way fresh air should. You can even tuck cotton balls with a drop of essential oil into small jars around your home. Use just enough that you have to lean in to notice it. Another overlooked trick is airflow. The more your air moves, the less it holds. Open windows on opposite sides of the room to create cross-ventilation. Let fresh air sweep out the old. It costs nothing, but it does more for your mood and health than any store-bought spray ever could. If outdoor air quality isn't great where you live, consider a small HEPA filter unit for the spaces you use most: bedroom, kitchen, living room. They trap airborne irritants, reduce musty smells, and help your lungs rest. And here's something to remember: your home doesn't need to smell like anything. Real freshness doesn't announce itself. It's the quiet absence of heaviness, the clean stillness after you've opened the windows. Once you stop coating your air with synthetic scents, your nose adjusts in a few days, and suddenly, you notice the simple pleasures again. The faint aroma of morning coffee. The freshness of laundry dried in sunlight. Even the warmth of your own skin after a shower. That's what authentic comfort smells like, not chemical perfection, but peaceful life. So before you plug in another air freshener or spray another mist across the room, ask yourself, am I refreshing my air, or just covering it up? If the scent makes you tired, dizzy, or restless, your body is trying to tell you the truth. Listen to it. Trade the fake for the natural. Your air will feel lighter, your energy steadier, and your home more genuinely alive. Because the real fragrance of peace isn't bottled, it's breathed. And when your air smells like calm, not chemicals, you can finally take that full, easy breath your home has owed you all along. Product 5. Drain and oven cleaners, the hidden burn. There's a moment almost every homeowner knows, that dread of a slow drain or a smoky oven. You reach under the sink, pull out the heavy-duty cleaner, and feel that little rush of confidence that says, I've got this. After all, you've done it 100 times. Pour, wait, rinse, done. But what no one tells you is that over the years, those same chemicals that once seemed harmless have quietly become one of the biggest hidden dangers in the home, especially for older adults. Drain openers and oven cleaners are among the harshest products ever sold for domestic use, and their strength comes with a steep trade-off: fumes that burn the lungs, splashes that irritate the skin, and vapors that rise fast, right where you bend close to see what's happening. Marty puts it simply: those fumes rise fast when you bend close. And you've earned the right not to risk that. Here's what's really going on. Most drain cleaners use lye or sulfuric acid to break through clogs, and oven cleaners rely on corrosive foams that dissolve baked-on grease. They do their job well, sometimes too well. The same chemical reaction that eats through grime can also burn skin, irritate eyes, and trigger coughing fits in seconds. And because these cleaners are heavier than air, their vapors sink and linger low to the ground. For seniors who may already struggle with balance or slower reaction times, even a brief exposure can become dangerous. The safety boards tracking home injuries report a rise in chemical burns among people over 60, not because they are careless, but because these products were never designed for the realities of aging bodies. What used to be a simple task now asks more of your lungs, your steadiness, and your reflexes than it should. So what's the wiser way forward? The shift isn't about doing less, it's about doing smarter. For clogged drains, start gentle. Pour a half cup of baking soda followed by a cup of vinegar, cover the drain with a cloth, and let it fizz for 10 minutes. The natural reaction softens grime and grease. Rinse with boiling water to clear it through. If it's a recurring issue, switch to an enzyme-based drain cleaner. They use natural bacteria to digest buildup without releasing fumes or heat. It takes longer, yes, but it's safe enough to use regularly and kind to both your pipes and your lungs. Many plumbers recommend alternating enzyme treatments with plain hot water flushes every few weeks, a simple routine that prevents most clogs before they start. For ovens, skip the caustic foams entirely. Instead, sprinkle baking soda generously inside, spritz with water or vinegar, and let it sit overnight. The next day, wipe it down with a damp cloth. Stubborn spots? A paste of baking soda and salt does wonders. It might take a few minutes longer, but you'll clean without holding your breath or burning your hands. If mobility or bending is a challenge, consider a small countertop oven liner or call a professional service once or twice a year, not because you can't do it, but because you've earned the right to delegate what no longer serves you. Many cleaning companies now offer green service options that use plant-based products safe for sensitive lungs. And when you do any kind of deep cleaning, think about the setup. Good lighting, ventilation, and tools at the right height matter more than you might think. Keep a small fan running to keep air moving. Open a nearby window. Use long-handled brushes or microfiber sponges so you're not leaning into fumes. And always wear gloves, not because you're fragile, but because your hands have earned that protection after a lifetime of work. You'll notice something remarkable the first time you switch from chemical-heavy products to natural methods: the silence. No harsh smell filling the air, no sting at the back of your throat, no need to rush out of the kitchen for a breath of relief. The air feels calm, the task feels gentler, and you finish without that drained fatigue that used to creep in afterward. It's not just your oven that's cleaner, it's your atmosphere, your energy, your ease. There's pride in taking care of your home, in knowing it shines because of your hands. But wisdom means knowing when power stops being protection. Harsh cleaners don't define a clean house, peaceful breathing does. The shine on your oven and the flow in your drain are worth nothing if the air around them turns against you. You deserve safety, comfort, and the freedom to move through your space without worry. So the next time you face that clogged sink or greasy tray, pause before you reach for that old bottle with a warning label you've long stopped reading. There's a gentler way waiting right beside it, one that keeps your kitchen safe, your air sweet, and your hands steady. Sometimes the most powerful change isn't a cleaner, a gadget, or a fancy new product. It's something invisible, something you already have and simply forgot how to use: air. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but ask anyone who studies healthy aging homes, and they'll tell you the same thing. Your air quality is the quiet heartbeat of your space. Fresh air doesn't just make a room feel better, it changes the way your body feels inside it. Cross-ventilation, opening 2 windows across from each other, even for 10 minutes, can cut lingering indoor toxins by half. That's not marketing talk, it's real, measurable change. The simple act of letting air move through your home lifts out everything that cleaning leaves behind: chemical traces, stale moisture, even low-level carbon buildup from candles or cooking. In senior wellness homes across the US, this ventilation ritual has become the new secret to comfort and clarity. It's trending not because it's trendy, but because it works. 1 small fan, 2 open windows, and a moment of awareness, that's all it takes. You can even turn it into a daily ritual. Crack open the back door when you wake up, open the opposite window, and let the morning light and air sweep through. You'll hear the soft hum of the fan and feel the air shift. It's like your home exhales, and you exhale with it. There's a sense of reset that happens when old air leaves and new air moves in. Your rooms feel lighter, but so do you. The difference is subtle at first: fewer sneezes, less lingering scent, calmer energy. But by the end of the week, you realize how deeply your body responds to something so natural. If you live somewhere too cold or too hot to open windows daily, try microventing. Open 1 window a few inches while running your kitchen or bathroom fan for 5 minutes. It still moves out the trapped air that carries cleaning residue and brings in oxygen your body craves. For added comfort, keep a small HEPA filter near where you spend the most time. It works quietly, collecting particles and giving you back the one thing money can't buy: clean breath. Your home becomes more than a shelter, it becomes part of your healing. And here's the secret beauty of this shift: it's not just about toxins or science, it's about emotional renewal. Airflow changes the mood of a home. It makes silence softer, light brighter, and moments feel more alive. When your air moves freely, your thoughts do too. It's a gentle, daily reminder that you deserve to live in a space that supports your body, not challenges it. This isn't another product to buy, it's a relationship to rebuild with the simplest, oldest thing you've ever trusted. Today, you didn't just clean your home. You restored balance to it. Every small swap you made, a safer spray, a gentler polish, a more mindful breath, has been a quiet act of protection. You've cleared more than dust and grime, you've cleared worry. You've chosen comfort over convenience, calm over control. You've turned cleaning into something deeper, a way of caring for yourself in the same space that's cared for you all these years. That's the kind of independence that matters, not doing everything alone, but doing it wisely, in ways that respect your energy and protect your health. Look around your home now. The air feels lighter, the space feels softer, and somewhere deep down, your body feels a quiet relief. That's not just satisfaction, that's safety. The kind that doesn't shout, but hums quietly beneath the surface of your day. The kind that lets you move a little slower without worry, breathe a little deeper without thought, and rest knowing your home truly supports the life you're still building. You've earned this ease. You've earned this peace. Because growing older isn't about surrendering control, it's about mastering comfort. Every small choice, every thoughtful change, is another way of saying, my health matters, my space matters, I matter. If this gave you peace today, if you felt that quiet spark of recognition, that maybe there's more comfort waiting for you in the air you breathe, tap like and hype. It's the easiest way to lift senior voices higher and remind YouTube that our generation still has wisdom worth spreading. Subscribe to stay growing with us, to keep aging with grace, calm, and confidence. Together, we're redefining what it means to live well right where we are, wiser, safer, freer, one small, thoughtful step at a time. I'm Marty Greenwood, and I'll see you again soon, in your calm, clean, beautifully breathing home.